Have you ever felt like you're living in a movie where everything seems perfect on the surface, but you can't shake the feeling that something is deeply wrong? That was my life. I'm Mark, and I thought I had it all. A beautiful home, a successful career, and a loving wife, Sarah. For 10 years, she was my everything, the person I shared my dreams and fears with. Our life was a picture-perfect postcard of happiness. Or so I believed. It all started subtly, like a loose thread on a perfect sweater. A late night at the office here, a last-minute girls' night there. I didn't think much of it at first. Trust is the foundation of a marriage, right? I trusted her completely. Sarah was a master of her craft. She'd come home, kiss me with a smile, and recount her day with such convincing detail. She played the part of the devoted wife so flawlessly that to doubt her felt like a betrayal in itself. I even felt guilty for the flicker of suspicion that sometimes crossed my mind. I'd tell myself I was being paranoid, that my own work stress was making me see shadows where there were none. But then the small inconsistencies started to pile up, creating a weight I could no longer ignore. A friend would mention seeing her car somewhere she wasn't supposed to be. I'd call her office during one of her late nights, only to get the automated voicemail system, which was odd for a company that prided itself on 24/7 support. The excuses were always ready, always plausible. The car? Oh, I lent it to my sister, you know her. The phone call? My phone must have died, silly me. Each explanation was delivered with that same charming smile, designed to disarm and reassure me. And for a while it worked. I wanted to believe her. I desperately wanted to believe that the woman I loved was the person I thought she was. The turning point came on a Tuesday. It was our anniversary, and I'd planned a surprise. I left work early, picked up her favorite flowers, and headed home, imagining the look on her face. But when I walked in, the house was empty. A quick check of her location on our shared app, something we set up for safety, showed her at a downtown hotel. My heart pounded in my chest. I called her. "Hey honey, where are you?" Her voice was light and airy. "Oh, just stuck in the most dreadful traffic trying to get home to you. Can't wait to see you." The lie was so blatant, so cold. The foundation of my world cracked right then and there. The traffic excuse, while her location pin sat motionless at a hotel I knew well. It wasn't just a lie. It was a performance, and I was the unwilling audience. That night she came home, flowers in hand for me, a preemptive strike of affection. She gushed about the terrible traffic and how she'd rushed to a flower shop just before it closed to get me something. She played the role of the perfect, thoughtful wife. But I couldn't see her anymore. All I could see was the lie, the deception staring back at me from her smiling eyes. The evidence was speaking, and its voice was a roar that drowned out every sweet word she said. The image of the dot on the map, stationary at that hotel, was burned into my mind. I knew, with a sickening certainty, that my marriage was not what it seemed. The postcard was a fake. Driven by a painful need for undeniable proof, I did something I never thought I'd do. I looked through our shared phone records. It felt like a violation, a betrayal of the man I thought I was. But I had to know. And there it was. A single number, called and texted dozens of times a day, every day, for months. The calls were longest during her late nights at work. The texts were frequent during her girls' nights out. The number belonged to a David, a name I'd never heard her mention. Not a colleague, not a family friend. A complete stranger who was intimately woven into the fabric of my wife's secret life. The digital trail didn't just suggest infidelity. It screamed it. The next step was the hardest. I hired a private investigator. Handing over that check felt like signing the death certificate of my marriage. Within a week, he delivered an envelope. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside were photographs, pictures of Sarah, my Sarah, laughing with another man, holding his hand, kissing him outside that very same hotel. The man was David. The evidence was no longer just digital data. It was a gallery of my heartbreak. Each photo was a nail in the coffin of our 10-year history. The woman in those pictures was a stranger. The loving wife I knew was a character she played, and the show was finally over. Confrontation was inevitable. I laid the photos on our dining room table, the same table where we'd shared thousands of meals and made countless memories. I waited for her to come home. When she saw them, the mask finally fell. For the first time in months, the performance stopped. There were no more clever excuses, no more charming smiles, just a cold, hard silence. The perfect wife was gone, replaced by a stranger standing in my kitchen. She didn't deny it. She couldn't. The evidence was louder than any words she could possibly say. She admitted everything. The affair had been going on for over a year. She said she was sorry, but the words felt hollow, rehearsed. She tried to explain, talking about feeling neglected, about us growing apart. But her reasons felt like after-the-fact justifications, attempts to soften the blow of her betrayal. How could we have grown apart when she was actively building a wall of lies between us, brick by brick, every single day? Her words were just noise. The truth was in the pictures, in the phone logs, in the memory of her voice lying to me about being stuck in traffic. The trust was not just broken. It was obliterated, turned to dust. The aftermath was messy, as you can imagine. Divorce is never easy. But in a way, the truth was liberating. The constant anxiety, the self-doubt, the feeling of going crazy, it was all gone, replaced by a painful clarity. I learned that sometimes the people we love the most are capable of the deepest deception. And I learned that you must trust your instincts. That nagging feeling, that little voice telling you something is wrong, it's usually right. Rebuilding my life has been a journey. But it's a journey on solid ground, built on truth, not on a stage of lies. The pain is real, but so is the healing. This experience taught me a powerful lesson about trust and intuition. It's a painful story, but I share it in the hopes that it might help someone else who finds themselves doubting their own reality. If you feel like something is wrong, don't ignore it. Seek the truth, for your own peace of mind. It may hurt, but living a lie hurts more. Thank you for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, or if you've been through something similar, please share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories about navigating life's toughest challenges. You are not alone.